This week on Falcon Fever, the Falcons are looking to do work on the volleyball court, and they've got a freshman leading the way. We'll get you up to speed with all the action.
And the men and women's cross-country teams chased in competition in Huntsville. A Falcon running placed in the top 10, and our cameras were there to capture it.
And a week prior to the cross-country team's season open, they held a meet for hundreds of high school and middle school runners from around the state. Welcome to Falcon Fever. I'm Coleman Sears.
And I'm Alexis Craig.
We are your source for all Falcon highlights and news. We'll start things off on the hardwood with women's volleyball. The ladies started their season on the road, and what a tough road it was. The Falcons traveled to Memphis, Tennessee for the Christian Brothers Invitational. Unfortunately, they lost their first match in a 3-0 sweep to Christian Brothers, but would bounce back later in the day to beat West Georgia 3-1. The night off seemed to cool them down a bit as they lost their first match of the day to Ouachita Baptist in straight sets. They lit a spark in the team, leading them to sweep their next opponent, Henderson, in 3 straight sets. The top performers were freshman Michelle Walker with 13.5 kills, a game sophomore Michelle Carl, who averaged 7.2, and junior Betsy Stevenson, who would average 37 assists per game.
The team had their home opener last week against West Georgia in their second match of the second against the Wolves. That contest ended in a 3-set sweep. The Falcons were without all-time leader and assist leader Anna Garrison for the match as she has been out with a lower leg injury. And midway through the second set, they lost their replacement setter Betsy Stevenson to an ankle injury who did not return. Freshman Michelle Walker is making her presence known early on. She smashed double digits kills again this week with 10, was named PBC's Player of the Week.
Being in the friendly confines of Bank Trust Arena didn't last long for Montevallo, as the ladies turned around and headed to Greenville, Tennessee for the Tusculum Invitational. Even the return of senior Anna Garrison, the Falcons still didn't fare too well, winning just 1 of 4 matches. The lone win came against King College in a near sweep, 3-1. Maniati delivered a strong performance, averaging 9.5 kills, while Garrison did what she does, averaging just over 33 assists for the tournament. The teams come limping out of Tennessee with a 3-6 record. They look to pick it up soon.
Saturday, the Falcons are hosting the Coca-Cola Trio match. Their first game will pit them against PBC's opponent, Augusta State. Then the ladies are back in the action at 6 against Alabama Huntsville. You can catch all of the action from the SAC live on Ustream.
The cross-country team started off their season traveling a few hours north to UAH and participated in the Fleet Feet and Earl Jacoby Memorial Invitational. For the men, Zach Walsh led the team, finishing 17th with a time of 28.09, and Aaron Bush finished 21st with a time of 28.34. Mark McDonald finished 27th with a time of 29.17. The women's top runners were Haley Evans, who came in at 9th with a time of 20.22, and Inmi Matsunaga finished 16th with a time of 20.37, while Jenny Davis finished 27th with a final time of 21.28.
Oh, you better pass him! There we go, Brian, come on! Let's go!
I think there's a lot of expectations for us. We can definitely improve and show everybody we can run hard and do real well.
All in all, not a bad start for their first run of the season. For the Falcon runners, as both teams finished in 5th place, their next meet is in Aiken, South Carolina, as they participate in the Bridgestone Pacer Invitational. Guns go off the morning of September 17th. The weekend of September 3rd, our very own Running Falcons host the inaugural Early Bird Classic here at Montevallo.
For our first meet ever here at the university, you can't ask for anything better. Get the collegiate race is mainly because this weekend was a big weekend up in Memphis, twilight race. We're missing a few high schools that we thought we could get here as well, so this meet could grow next year because the Memphis twilight changes every year. They're not on the same date. We're going to keep this on Labor Day weekend and hopefully just pull these teams every time. But our main factor is we just couldn't get the college meets because they're all going up there to race that meet.
The match was the first ever held by the University of Montevallo.
3 races were held for the grade schoolers. The men and women have a match coming up soon. They travel to South Carolina to compete in the Bridgestone Pacer Invitational on Saturday, September 17th.
After a lackluster season last year, the Lady Falcons came out in their first match of 2011, narrowly losing 3-2 to Tusculum. With 2 days adjust, the Lady Falcons determined to redeem themselves, saved face with a complete thrashing of West Alabama, which ended 5-0. Camelia Anderlin and Melissa Bod contributing a goal each in their second starts at Montevallo. The women would lose their next two, but stay hopefully for their match September 14th against Alabama Huntsville.
The 19th ranked Falcons have looked very strong in the opening weeks of their season, going 4-0-1. No different from our other sports, the soccer team had a long road trip to kick their season off. They opened at Lees McRae and dominated 1-0. Then it was off to North Carolina to take on Milligan, where the guys would have to do a little extra work in overtime, grinding out a 3-2 win. The Falcons then took on Flagler in a match that would end in a 1-1 tie. On the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, Eckerd was blanked by Brendan Ledgway, and the Falcons in Valdosta State, Georgia, 2-0.
U of M junior Mike Renzema was recently named PBC's Defense Player of the Week. He helped the nationally ranked Falcons remain unbeaten by scoring a goal against Flagler and helping gain 2-0 shutout of Eckerd.
The Falcons look to continue their winning ways as they travel to Alabama Huntsville to take on the Chargers at 4:30. They will also be hosting Christian Brothers on the 16th at 4:30. So don't forget to come out and support your Falcons.
If you can't get enough of Falcon Fever, we have plenty ways to connect online.
Log on to your YouTube channel to watch past Fever episodes and see full interviews. Just search Montevallo for you and follow us on Twitter at Falcon Fever and search for us on Facebook.
Hey, if you tweet us or leave a comment, it may be featured on next week's show. Well, that's it for our first episode of Falcon Fever. Tune in next week for more highlights and interviews.
So be sure to log on for our new episode next Wednesday. See you, kiddos.